And the people out on the trails usually know what they're doing. So, I mean, you give me the opinion that you have a lot of confidence in yourself and you could deal with things. And I think if you just pick up a little, like I say, remember that you fight with your feet. You don't let anybody get in.
No matter what kind of shoes, or like.
Shoes are not an important thing.
So just as long as I start kicking.
No, well, basically you do a drop kick. You get out at a distance, and being a woman, the guy's not going to expect that you're going to be good at it. But it's very easy to do. You just sort of fall back on your hand and kick as hard as you can with both feet right into his midsection. You don't get cute. You don't aim for the balls. As long as you get a strike in here, you're going to disable him for a few seconds. And then you can go over, and either if you can outrun him, you run, or you go over and kick the shit out of his head and kill him. I mean, as long as you know you can do that,
yeah,
and you tell people that. You know, I've never been in a fight in my life, and I'm a really arrogant guy. But people look at me and say, boy, that guy could be dangerous. And I can be.
Yeah.
I don't want to
if you mess with me.
Yeah, that's right. And as long as you know nobody's going to mess him, and they can shoot you in the back. I mean, but
yeah.
As far as up close, and that's the thing you're worried about as a woman. You have to deal with that. But I know a lot of women who are out there, they're living on their own in the West. You got to get yourself a sleepable vehicle. Absolutely essential. Pickup camper's the best. But they don't work as well in the East, so you might want to get a van sort of thing where you get a little, they're higher and you get a little bit better ventilation. You want to get something that can go on the back roads. You know how the back roads are here.
Yeah.
There's some that you can take a.
So you're saying I need a vehicle that can go through all of that?
Well, you want basically. I have a pickup. It's just a Toyota with good tires, but not great tires, and not four-wheel drive. But I know what I can drive on. And I know how to get out of trouble in most cases, and if not, I know how to beg. But you need something that can get on the back roads, and therefore you don't spend one penny for overnight expenses, and you stay in just wherever you want to stay. You know, if you want to drive around, I know where all the good spots are, so I mean, I always stay there. So.
Well, how did you learn though? Just by experience?
By doing.
And then getting kicked out of certain places?
I retired at age 40 or whatever I was in 91, and I just took off and lived on the land, and you get pretty good at it after a while. When you go in there.
That's what you mean by live off the land? Like you just, like not like growing fruit, your own food kind of thing?
No,
or
I don't mess around with growing food. I buy food, the best food I can find. In some places it's hard to find good food, but usually you can get it if you try. And I buy it, and I store it as well as I can, and I keep it for long. I don't even cook; it's just too much trouble. But I'll buy a meal somewhere if it's good. But when I'm in town, I sort of like. Well, my wife and I used to do this in 8 months. We do an 8-month loop of the East from San Diego. That's where our base camp was.
Yeah.
And we come along, and we do Mardi Gras, which is super. And do all the wild places between here and there, and then stay in Florida until it warms up, and then work way up the east. There's incredible stuff up there. It's just usually there's too many people, but you can avoid them if you work at it.
Yeah.
And I like people. Individually, groups of people can be obnoxious.
Yes.
So, no, if you got to go to the West, you have to have a campable vehicle, and then you can live on almost nothing. I mean, all you basically do is buy food and gas, and you don't have to go that far once you get there, because you just sort of work your way. I have about a 3-month. Like I say, I do 6 months loop of the West every other year since '91, and in 6 months you can see a lot of stuff. But I go back to all the national parks every time, maybe spend 3 to 7 days in each one. Yellowstone, I'll spend 10, and Teton 8. I mean, the places are just so spectacular. It's like this times 1,000. There's just so many different types of things there, and Yellowstone has a hideous amount of people there, but you can get away from them so easily once you know the secret little rules. I love mud pots. The best tourist mud pots are great. I know some there's many, many more, and they're much better, and nobody's there unless you want to bring somebody in there. I mean, that's the sort of world you can have.
What exactly is mud pot?
It's bubbling mud. I'm sure you've seen it.
Oh, wow.
It bubbles up, and pops, and then some of them shoot up in the air.
That sounds kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, it's incredibly cool. I mean, and when you're on the tourist boardwalk, they have the boardwalk around, and they have a big thing, and you can only get so close to them because they don't want to be sued because it shoots out mud, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can. And I know what I'm doing, and I've been hit by it a couple times.
Does it hurt, or like is it rough?
It doesn't really hurt per se. It's acid, and it eats through your clothes, and it gets your skin if you don't. But you get it off quick.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's only happened a couple times because I'm careful.
Yeah.
But I mean, but when you do it with the tourists, you got all these people standing around yapping away in every language on earth. You're way back and you don't see it. But when you're out in the wild fields, you can get as close as you dare. And I mean, they'll make beautiful bubbles, and then they'll burst, and some of them just shoot blobs of mud up in the air. There's one mud geyser that shoots about 20 feet in the air, just mud blobs.
Where's this?
This is in Yellowstone.
Okay.
I mean, it's the regular tourist thing everybody does is only about a mile away, but it's a mile away. You have to go to access it. You have to drive all the way around the other side and then come in overland. And you got to know where it is because now they've made the trail off limits.
Yeah.
Well, people went out there and were stupid and got themselves injured.
I'm sure. That's what they do here at the caves.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because there's all these incredible pools right along the river that pour hot water into the river, and it's a wonderful place to swim if you know what you're doing. You have to be in the river and sort of dam it up, and then the hot comes in from back, and you can make it any temperature you like just by adjusting the rocks, and so that's neat, right?
Yeah.
But these guys, they went out, they did everything wrong. They got drunk and they didn't have a flashlight. And came back and they thought they were in the river, and a guy stepped into a hot pool and he was just barbecued. It was horrible. And another guy tried to save him and he got sucked in too. I mean, so therefore they met. Now that the trail's illegal,
Yeah.
you can go there, you just can't take the trail. That's just it. Anyway, what's your name?
I'm Trina.
I'm Richard. It's
Nice
great
to meet you. You as
yeah.
well. I'm gonna go meet up with my buddy.
Oh, well, I think you should.
Yeah. All right. Nice to meet you.
Okay. Well, I hope to see you out in Utah.
That is funny. I'm definitely called to go there. This is a really weird synchronicity. I have no idea. I went to this place called Cassadaga, and the psychic reader told me I'm meant to go to Utah. So this is the second.
And I don't have any psychic ability. I probably do, but no. And Western Washington, and Yellowstone. I mean, once you get sucked into the West, you come back here.
I just get kind of confused. Like, how do I get the means to go there? Or how do I get to that point where I can have freedom to do so?
What I did is just gutted it out and saved my money. I lived in a studio. We're not married, but we've been together 30 years, and we're partners and we're a team, and we both worked in the same place, made good money, lived in a studio, didn't spend any, and we saved 70 grand each. And this was back in the 90s when 70 grand was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then we outfitted our pickup camper and we took off, and we were on the road for 12 years.
Wow.
And we spent almost nothing. I had $70,000, and I had $70,000 when I was done because I was living on the interest. I didn't even invest it in the stock market, and I don't trust it for good reasons.
Yeah, of course.
But I actually was living on my interest. I wasn't selling drugs or anything because it just was too much trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Oregon was so wonderful. I was there with my wife. We went for the eclipse, and we got to watch the ocean when it started. And I'd always wanted to just walk into the store and buy pot. You could actually do it, and we paid for it with a debit card.
I know, isn't that crazy? I did that in Vegas.
Yeah. Vegas is doing it. I know they.
Vegas, Colorado.
Oh yeah, no, Washington, Oregon, California now, Massachusetts supposedly.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm gonna. My wife and I, or whatever she is, we're gonna go to Massachusetts once you can.
I love Massachusetts. I went to Lizzie Borden's house there.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Was that it? I know I've been there. I'm trying to remember where. It's just on the southern side.
That's in Fall River.
Okay, Fall River.
Yeah.
Now I know I have been there. I've been all over Massachusetts, but I'm burned out on the Northeast since I have. My wife is taking care of her mother in upstate New York, and I liked her mother back when she had a brain, but now she's.
I know what that's like.
Oh, you've done that too?
My grandma's losing her mind right now. She like doesn't even know who we are.
Oh, isn't that depressing?
I watched her mom go through it, so it's like round 2.
Well, are you getting down the line there?
Might be.
You know, I keep telling Joanne, you're responsible for your mother. I mean, her brothers and sisters aren't, but because they always have a good excuse. But you're responsible for it. It doesn't mean you have to spend the rest of your life taking care of her. Because her mother's going to live another 15 years. I mean, she's 80 something, but her sister's 99. She's living down here. I'm going to be visiting with her. In fact, but it's so horrible to have that. I mean, the person that it happens to, they don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
But you do. She thinks I'm her brother that she hated. She calls me by his name.
Yeah.
I understand why she hated the guy. I hated him too. He's been dead for 20 years.
Yeah.
But she thinks I'm him. It's because I'm a male and.
Yeah.
No, it's a crazy world.
I hear you.
Anyway, you talk.
Will do.
Okay.
Thank you.
May.
May, got it.
Oh, what's your name again? I forgot.
Trina, and yours?
Richard.
Richard, got it.
Okay, Trina.
How cool is that? Oh man, kind of creeped out. What just happened? These birds are super cool. Hawk.